A turnaround. Every year there's a team that wins more games than it should. A turnaround. If we make the right picks, maybe we might be good. A turnaround. It's easier to win games than to win the lottery. A turnaround. If we make a great young pick, he's basically playing for free. If we need a quarterback, we can draft one now or never. If someone only trades back, we can be a half too clever. Every year we say this will finally be our time, but we pick players who might as well be mines. We really need some help. Our future's gonna die right now.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pod and Long. I'm your host, Ryan. It's great to have you back with us. I'm here once again with the Word of Drew.
You know, when we started talking about doing this show again for another season, I started thinking about, man, there's an awful lot that has happened since we last got together and talked on this NFL podcast. We haven't talked about the Kevin Durant trade. We haven't talked about SGA's extension. We haven't talked about all these Achilles injuries. We haven't talked about the Knicks doubling down on Markel Bridges. There's a lot we haven't gotten to.
We haven't talked about Yi-Jean Leon at all in a while.
Oh, but there is something to be said about Jaylen Brown if we have the time. Anyway.
We could talk about him. Also,
time is Jaylen Brown money.
It's true. Also here, it's Mr. Mike.
Greetings and salutations from the slowly refurbished Gentleman's Lounge.
That's so
the Gentleman
nice.
Lounge. Sponsored by?
Oh. Cedars Brand Tzatziki dip.
Thank you. All right, there it is. They don't sponsor the show anymore. They just sponsor the lounge.
It's the Cedars Tzatziki's Gentleman Lounge.
There it is. There it is. And also here, it's Megastar Mark.
Back for a fourth season. As said during the draft episode, I got my Landon Jackson jersey that I'm wearing right now. So
wow.
He is very average and super white, by the way.
I naturally assumed that 94 was an old
Perfect
Aaron
bill.
Schobel that you dragged out of the
And
closet.
right. That's why I feel better. Now I have two
Boy.
94s.
Wow.
And the masturbation flamingo still behind me. So
Brought to you by Cedars. No, that one doesn't have a sponsor.
earmuffs, kids, earmuffs.
Earmuffs. Well, you know, on our last endeavor, the draft episode, I think was our last episode. Greg said you need merch. You need to get earmuffs for the children. Well, I didn't do that, but I did get merch. Here it is.
Oh my God! Look at that.
We've got some merch here. We've got the
weasel.
We've got the weasel. There it is. 107.3 WSEL. The weasel.
Wow,
We've got the weasel.
You kept this under wraps. You didn't tell us anything.
I didn't tell anybody about the weasel.
Wow.
There it is, the
107.3
sticker.
Weasel.
There. That's pretty good. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I also have McConkey.
McConkey.
If you need a
man.
McConkey mug or a sticker, I have the
I love it.
McConkey is also available.
What a t-shirt.
I may have to put that on my work laptop.
Yeah.
There's a sticker, there's a cup, there's a weasel cup, and just our generic logo if you want that.
Nice little logo right there. Look at that.
Our sweet logo. So they're in the description if you want to get those. We'll make more as we make funny stuff. We'll make more as jokes come up. Do we need to hack it? We might need to hack
He's
it.
not even doing anything.
How do you do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there a hack and hacky sack?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it just the old cover of the Operation box, but it says hack it on?
Yes.
Right.
Could be
yeah.
just a game. Yeah.
It's just board games. He slapped his name up.
Board games. Yes. All right.
That'll
It's season 4. We're back. We got merch now. We've upgraded. We've got a Gentleman
Big
Lounge.
time.
We've got, we still have Chris on board, and he provides us with the music, and also he provides us with this.
In 2023, 4 friends were sentenced to watch bad football for crimes they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped, arguing over text message to the YouTube underground. Today, still growing their audience, they survive with silly voices and running gags. If you have an hour to kill, if you have nothing better to do, and if you can find them, maybe you can listen to the A Block.
That's right. It's the A Block. And tonight on the show, we've got a little bit of news. That'll be the A Block. And then we'll be building our tier list, as we always do. And then we've got a few segments. Not all the segments are back yet, but some of them will be. Let's begin with the top story of the day. Daniel Jones is the Colts' new starter, not Anthony Richardson.
Pretty damning for Richardson.
Pretty
We all
rough.
saw him play, but holy crap. I mean, losing a starting battle to Daniel Jones, not great. Not great for the Colts prospects this year either, by the way.
No, they're moving closer and closer to the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just had to do
How is this-
Andrew Richardson on this podcast. I had to go through it.
How is this the most important thing that happened this week?
I don't know,
Honestly,
but it was.
like, it's not important. It is not important. A team that
Yeah.
was doomed is a team that is doomed. Nothing's
It's-
changed.
Preseason
Team
week
that
2, like, there's not a lot going on yet.
Yeah, it's-
according-
usually there's
according
not
to-
a.
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
According to chaos theory, every time there's a decision made, there's a new universe that splinters off of it, right? No new universes were created with this decision by the Colts. There's the exact same number of outcomes.
I like your decision that there's infinite universes where Anthony Richardson did not win this job. It just does not exist where he won this job here.
Yes,
Couldn't happen.
yes. I
Right.
think that's right.
Right.
Couldn't happen.
And who knows how much of this is because of his injury or whatever, but like even the Colts knew when they signed Daniel Jones that they had made a mistake with Anthony Richardson.
Oh, yeah. Honestly,
Yes.
when,
It was
when-
insurance.
Anthony Richardson.
when he pulled himself out of that game, that's kind of the end. Like,
Yeah.
because he was tired. Like, I'm sorry. It's hard to walk back from that shit.
It is. It
Now,
is.
listen,
Well,
is he-
Daniel
is he gonna
Jones.
be one of those? Is he going to be one of those guys who ends up as like he gets a shot as a backup on somebody else's roster because he can throw it 1,000,000 yards? Maybe.
Maybe.
He'll be like
Maybe.
Teddy Two Gloves for a bit.
Yeah.
Could
no. Teddy bounced around the league because he knew how to play football. That's distinctly
Isn't
different
Teddy
than the
back?
case of Anthony
Isn't
Richardson.
he around?
be. He is.
Yes,
he
he
is
is.
somewhere.
Because
He's on the
yeah.
Bucks. I
A
think.
Yes.
real shit story where he was like helping his like kids out, his
High school
high
team.
school kids, and they're like, "You can't give them food. How dare you?" He's
Yeah.
like, "All right, well,
You
fuck
can
can't
you."
like
give them a
rides
ride
to
home.
practice and
Right.
stuff. It was, and he self-reported it.
Yeah, right.
And then I don't know. The whole thing is strange.
Fuck me, right? I mean, how dare I help these kids?
Well, quote Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Well, all right. Dan Jones is in. Anthony Richardson is out. That makes me a little bit sad, but Jones can do some silly, dumb things, right?
We'll see Richardson. Don't worry. We'll see.
And we'll see him anyway. All right, Trey Hendrickson is still not. The Bengals still haven't figured this out. It's been a year, and they still haven't figured it out. And now we've swung the pendulum all the way the other way. Now he will be traded, maybe.
Part of the story doesn't have anything to do with the Bengals. It has everything to do with the Patriots saying they were willing to trade a first or second round pick if a top player came their way with their $60 million of cap space. Like they're basically shooting a flare at the Bengals and saying,
Yeah.
call us.
Bengals won't though. They've
No.
said they won't trade
No.
it to the AFC. If he's going to get traded, he's going to go to the NFC. So
3-team deal, NBA style.
there you go.
Man,
Somebody's getting
I
cash
actually heard the
considerations.
Panthers were interested.
and we need a pass rusher. And please don't
Right.
give up a first round pick, though. Please don't.
31. Don't give up a first rounder.
That
Please
would
don't
be
do
that would be the insult to injury if you didn't give up Brian Burns for a first rounder and then spent one on Hendrickson.
Right.
Yes. Oh, that hurt me to my core,
is-
Drew. Thank you.
At this
That's what I'm here
point,
for.
31, I'd give up a second rounder, maybe, for him. And that's it. No other player.
That
he's
also-
just
that
he's too
also-
old.
I mean, I agree with you, but like to make that kind of investment also assumes that you're then going to be able to sign him.
Sure. Right.
Yeah, you have
You
to
know,
pay
like
him.
you got to negotiate that part of it too.
Yep.
I
And
mean,
how much money are we talking here with this guy?
Hey,
Jalen Brown money.
I'll chip in here for a second. The Niners have a shit ton of cap space.
No, and they're in the NFC.
And we're in the NFC, and we are a Super Bowl contender whose window is still open, but is beginning to maybe potentially turn the other way.
And certainly willing to make trades.
And certainly willing to make trades, so why not?
I was just thinking, too, another team that's like really shitty defense is the Bengals. Maybe they should trade them there.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Oh, we're going to get into them and make fun of them a lot, I think, in a little
Allow
bit.
myself to trade myself.
Allow myself to trade myself.
To myself.
The Commanders have decided to trade Brian Robinson Jr. Maybe or maybe not. He's been pulled from practice. They want to get rid of him for some reason. I don't know why.
Scary Terry also, right? Like he wants a trade.
Yeah,
that's
he's on the
weird
block.
too. Come on, you have a shit ton of money. You're not paying any quarterbacks. Why aren't you paying these guys?
Get these guys in there. Come on.
Yeah.
Terry, I think, was offended at other wide receiver deals that they made. Like, I think he wants to be top dog there, and they made it clear to him that they don't necessarily view him that way.
Is it because of, once again, his age? Because he's
I
got to
think
be
that
over 30
could
now,
have something
too.
to do with it. Yeah.
He is a little bit older, but was amazing. He was awesome last year. So
Dude's nailed like 1,000-yard, seasons the last like 4 in a row. So I don't know.
with shit quarterback play, like he finally got a good quarterback and exploded. So I don't understand that. And then quickly, Joe Flacco has been named one of the 19 Browns quarterbacks. Has been named starter. I hope we see all of them. That's something I'm rooting for. Prop bet. How many Browns starters do we get?
This felt
the over-under.
This felt inevitable, right? Like Joe Flacco was always the guy they wanted to start week 1.
Yes.
Because they don't know what any of these other guys is except for Pickett, and they know he sucks. So like they're going through this whole dance for nothing.
I don't know. I was listening to the NFL, in the pundits talk after the first week of preseason. I'm pretty sure Shadir is the best quarterback ever. So because he had that one game where he threw like a touchdown in preseason. So
he threw a touchdown against the worst defense in the NFL in week 1 of the preseason.
And their backups in a team that didn't game plan for him. So clearly the best of all time.
I mean, he didn't play that badly, but
it's not like he put out a training video where he was, playing against chairs.
That works. That works for you. Okay.
Even I can post up on a chair.
You can dunk. I mean, that you dunked on my basketball hoop. Made my son literally
dunked on your son.
You did, and he said like it was a sad day because he was excited about the dunk, but then like, why can't you dunk, Dad? Like, sorry.
Well, Ryan, you've dropped some weight. I think you can probably try again. I mean,
I can't move laterally. I can go straight ahead. I'm okay at going straight ahead. I can't move side to side at all, or like I can't. I have no vertical. But I do have a tier list. Here it is.
Hey, there we go.
All right. Here's how this.
What do we got here? What's that?
Also, good segue. Let's stop talking about our inevitable embarrassing aging and move on to football.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. This is the tier list. This is how it works. If you're on the audio only, we put every team into a tier. It's Super Bowl, followed by playoffs, which is Drew is mainly here to make sure we have the right number of teams. Jeff Fisher is 8-8. They're Jeff Fisher. And then after that's not it. Drew is here for a lot of things. Sad Boys after Sad Boys is after Jeff Fisher, and Diddly Poo is the bottom rung, as always. And we do have the Browns logo in this year, which is this ugly dog.
Ew.
So
what is that?
I don't know what that is.
Is that like a second logo? That's so ugly. I hate that.
I don't know. It's
you could have told me that's a UFL logo, and I would have believed you.
It could be a UFL logo,
you, sir.
That could easily be whatever Utah team is going to be in the league next year.
All right, so I've got a little.
Do the Spartan races designed a Browns logo.
I've got a list, and for every team,
Tough Mudders.
For every team, I have the Tough Mudders.
They're brown and it smells.
Listen, our merch is better than that. All right.
Yes,
but McConkey is much better than that.
There's no way I'm not ordering all of that.
McConkey.
Please, somebody who's not us, order all of the merch so that we can feed ourselves. That'd be
great.
Right.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Remember the
go ahead.
need sandwiches.
Look, audience, do you have any idea how expensive that tzatziki dip is?
It's expensive to build a gentleman lounge. You know how much that
Yeah.
costs? Millions.
Mike's kids haven't eaten in months, okay? But he's got a gentleman lounge.
All
All
my
right.
kids do is eat.
That's why he's so poor. I've got a list of teams,
Ryan gets
and
me.
their biggest question mark. I do. I'm
Get rid of
living
this
it.
ad. This is killing me.
I know, I'm really distracted by the ads.
I'm so sorry. All right. It's
You can keep
Leaf-
the one up top because I like looking at Josh. But
All right. Josh is up there. All right. Get out of here,
There's a little
United
X.
Way.
There you go.
Yay.
Yes. Well done.
You know it's going to come back. Okay. I'm beginning with the Arizona Cardinals, and every team I've got a question mark according to NFL.com. The top question mark going into the season. So I'll bring that up, and we can put them where we want to put them. Arizona Cardinals' biggest challenge going into the season is, this is what NFL.com wrote, turning
What does
Marvin
Call of
Harrison
Duty
Jr. into a superstar. My comment after that was, or figuring out how to play a second half of a season.
Yeah, right.
Arizona, where do they fall on our list of tiers? Last year they were 8-9, so they were
So
technically
I-
a Jeff Fisher.
I kind of have them in the Jeff Fisher range.
Yeah.
I don't think they got appreciably worse.
No, my gut.
They
told me-
added who's his buckets. They added Sweat.
Mhm.
They should.
I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
they're,
what-
but
they should be
but-
at least the same.
both the Niners and Seattle were down last year, and I don't know if they're going to be in that same position again.
I think they're better than Seattle. I really do.
I think they do. I think they are too. I think Seattle's the
I
worst
agree.
team in that division right now.
I-
Seattle, the
I won't
Raiders.
argue with Jack Fisher.
Yeah. But once again, if they go 8-9, I wouldn't be surprised at that. They're just like in that perpetual middle zone.
No, yeah,
So
yeah, no. Well,
Yep.
that's what the Jeff Fisher tier is for.
sure is.
They're Jeff Fisher for now. We might have to readjust when we get to the playoff
They
portion
make those
because
sad boy.
last year we had to make some changes.
Yeah, we
at
had a
the
lot
end
of
there.
playoff teams.
We had
That's why
too
I'm
many.
here.
This year we might not have enough.
Yeah, but I'll say it might be
All
the
right.
reverse this year.
I'm here for numerical accuracy and NBA talk. Welcome to
Ken-
the NFL show.
And college football. We'll have a stripe
Yeah,
spiral
college
tonight.
football. Yeah,
Right.
that's true. Yes,
You're in
will be
there
a
for
very
that
good-
as well. And keeping this thing somewhat professional. Somewhat.
You ever pull No, okay.
You
he
ever
didn't.
play Kerplunk? All right.
Play at noon.
Oh,
I got no
no.
job anymore. No one cares.
Oh, no. He's unemployed.
By the way, for those who might be
Those aren't
listening
the
or
only
watching-
balls dropping.
For those who
Whoa!
might be listening, for those who might be listening or watching, and this is the season 4 premiere is the first episode of the show you've ever watched. Just know that these inside jokes don't make sense to us either.
Yeah, right. Masturbating, whatever he is back there.
He's from another show.
That's from another show. Yeah, I
What
was
did it do
gonna
with this
say,
show?
it has nothing to do with this. All right.
Actually, the entire Podlog podcast is a spin-off of the masturbating.
Right. Keep an eye on us, making sure nobody drops trow in the middle of it.
The Masturbating Flamingo podcast.
This show probably shouldn't be live, but that train has sailed.
It's okay. All right. Calm down. Earmuffs.
It's like a
Atlanta.
host.
We got to air-
I won't edit anything. Atlanta
You're
Falcons. Last year they were 8-9. They were Jeff Fisher. We thought they were
Okay.
playoffs. Their biggest question going in the year is, can they get Michael Penix to de-age?
Okay, I have an announcement.
Oh.
We talked about this some last year. I have officially decided
Yes.
that if the Raiders completely go downhill,
Yes.
like start 0-3 or 1-4 or whatever, that I will select a surrogate team, and that team will be Atlanta.
Okay.
You decided this? I thought
I've
we had
decided this. I've decided.
Oh, okay. Because I had a whole thing for the season, Drew's Love Island, where we would give you a possible candidate, a possible love interest, and we try to sell you on it, and you could
I mean, listen,
rebuff.
sway me. I'm open to multiple football mistresses.
All right.
But if you're going to go down the road, that said, I still think Atlanta's Jeff Fisher.
Jeff Fisher. Can Michael Penix stay healthy? And if he doesn't, they
Man.
still have Kirk Cousins.
Right?
There's so much talent on this team. I
know.
want to put him in playoffs, but until I see it differently, I got to put Jeff Fisher.
Someone has to win the NFC South.
Only good team in their division, maybe, is the Bucks. Sorry,
Maybe.
Ryan.
Yeah, maybe.
That's correct.
Can
Unfortunate.
Michael Penix stay healthy enough healthy enough, long enough to collect Social Security this year.
Michael Penis.
And that did already start. It already happened.
So glad that
Michael
happened.
Penis. Did that? I have a question, Drew. Did Michael Penis help your cause or hurt your cause of being a Falcons fan?
No comment.
Okay, and I also have another. We're gonna do the Love Island thing anyway.
Great.
We're
Love it.
gonna have to. We're gonna have to. We'll bring a team up every week, and we'll try to sway you on falling in love. But they lost the Super Bowl 28-3. Does that harm your cause here at all for the Falcons?
No, nobody,
it's tough.
nobody from that team is still there.
Okay.
Literally
All right.
nobody. No, the coaches,
All right.
the executives.
So this is just a future outlook kind of a thing. Like,
Yes.
what do you have for me lately?
Yes.
All right. No tradition needed. All right. Let's talk about a good team. The Baltimore Ravens. Last year they were 12-5, and then they pooped the bed. And their biggest challenge will be getting a new kicker. Yikes. And trying not to poop the bed. Where did the Ravens fall on this list? I assume they're
Super Bowl.
at least a playoff. Are they Super Bowl?
I think they are.
They should be a Super Bowl contender, but I don't feel comfortable putting them there because they seem to find a way to poop their pants every year.
Right. Are we
In
saying
one
they
case.
poop their pants, or are they habitual dick steppers? Because I feel
No,
like both
no,
of those are.
Because
No,
it
they're
may have
poopers.
actually happened. They're
Yeah,
poop
'cause-
pants.
Gotcha.
They're poopy pants because Lamar did it, right?
That's true.
Yeah, maybe.
We think.
Believe,
Paul
believed
Pierce.
to be the case.
We've all
Paul
seen
Pierce.
that waddle when we were in college. He definitely shit his pants.
Paul Pierce. You know, it happens. It happens. All right.
Yeah, of course.
They have a new kicker. Do you care?
I think
No.
he's. It's hard to gauge. Like,
Doesn't
I mean,
matter.
who knows how he's going to be?
He's a kicker. Who cares?
He hopefully won't
here's-
molest anybody.
Yeah, he's hopefully
there's-
not.
There's a low bar to get over there.
So he's going to go kick for Cleveland, right?
Oh God.
Yeah, 100%.
I
Okay.
love that they got
Um,
protected. That's
But here's the thing. I'm going to say this. Yeah, horrible human being aside. They have a lot of close games. And he was a really good kicker that had bailed them
It's
out
true.
of more than one situation.
It is
I
true.
wonder, kickers are kickers, but at the same time, they seem to really rely on a lot of close. They had a lot of close games the last couple of years.
I like in the offseason they got Jair Alexander, who's older but still a serviceable
Yeah.
player.
Pretty
That
good.
secondary is
Good.
amazing. And they got Malachi Starks in the draft. I love
Yes.
him.
Yeah.
On paper, this team should be the favorite to win the Super Bowl this year.
Mm,
They have a little.
On paper,
I don't know.
Mike, on paper.
I'm not sure who they compare to in the NBA, Drew, but they kind of like play down to their competition when.
I think
In
that
every
makes
game?
them Denver. Makes them
Does that make them
doesn't it?
Denver?
Yeah.
They go into triple overtime game 7 against the Browns. Didn't they
Yes.
lose to the Browns last year? They had a dumb
Yes.
loss last year.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
There's only though a handful of teams that I would consider to be Super Bowl contenders, and they are
Right.
they are one of them to me.
They have to be probably,
Right.
but yeah, they're not making the Super Bowl unless there's some clutch somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. I don't think.
And by the
Okay.
way, it may not come from their tight end, who they thought was their guy.
Well, and the
He
other one
dropped
broke
the-
his
he dr-
something, right? Wouldn't
Yeah,
didn't
exactly.
likely break his ankle, something.
Something like that.
Yeah, right.
All right. Well, Mark, it's on you. The Buffalo Bills are next. They were very good last year. They're 13-4. Josh Allen won the MVP. They were basically a heartbeat away from making the Super Bowl last year. And their biggest challenge will be rebuilding reliable defense. Did they do that in the offseason?
I think they tried. I mean, we'll see how it goes. They definitely. I mean, Joey Bosa, biggest meathead, injured a lot, but when he's on his game, he is a menace. So
It's
the
true.
Bills just got to try to use him the way that they hope they tried to use Von Miller. Use him sparingly, use him in pass rushing situations, try to save him, and see how he does. If you can get Joey Bosa and playing in most games, I think that defensive line has the potential to be very good. The one guy who's in all of training camp and in preseason who's shown up for the Bills is that big fat defensive tackle from Kentucky, and
Yeah.
that's what they needed. I think that's a good investment. My boy Landon Jackson here. We'll see what he
There he
does,
is.
but I think they're a Super Bowl, but I think there's still a lot of question marks on him, and injuries can derail any team. But I would put him in that tier.
Joey Bosa to me is like that item you get in an RPG that you hold on to thinking you're going to need it for later. And then and it's so scarce you never end up using it because you're scared to use it.
Joey Ultima Bosa.
Maybe that's what they do. They don't deploy him until like week 10. Like you're just sitting on the bench until week 10. We don't need you until the end of the year.
You just play with a spirograph for 8 weeks.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think there's any. I think they're a favorite for Super Bowl contention here.
Yeah,
especially with where some of these other, the Chiefs are a little bit worse for sure.
They got that D line has to be the crux of this team. If you have a good D line that can finally get pressure, then it doesn't matter about the secondary, the linebackers. Although I think the linebackers are good, and I think the secondary is underrated. If they can get consistent pressure, that defense I think can push them over the edge. So is their
number one pick cornerback still injured, or is he back?
He's still injured. He'll probably start on IR. He'll probably start on that 4-week IR and come in after starting week 5.
Okay.
I wasn't a fan of him though. I'm still not. I
mean, he was the fastest guy in the draft.
Yeah, if you watched the draft episode, my reaction was pretty like
you weren't that into it.
Not my. I very much like the 3 D line players they got in the second, third, and those picks. I like those, but especially that Dean Walker guy. He's going to be a name sooner rather than later. You don't get 6'8", 365-pound players very often, and I think he's going to be a real good player in the NFL.
If you're the Buccaneers, though, you did find 6'3" and 434 pounds.
That's right.
God bless my man. He's in the league.
He is still in there. He's still in there for now. Moving on to my team, the Carolina Panthers. Last year they went 5-12. They sort of picked it up at the end of the year a little bit. Their biggest challenge is getting a defense. They belong in Diddly Poo or Sad Boys. Where do they belong here? I think it's a good season if they win 7 games. It's a positive season if Bryce Young shows improvement and they win 7 games and their defense isn't horrible.
They don't have a puncher's chance in the NFC South.
To say Mark was awfully high on them.
You were high, but that was a long time ago when you said that.
I'll give you a clue. I'll give you a hint, actually. My team that I'm picking this year, I'm riding with, is not the Panthers, but I do like the Panthers.
Okay.
I have to rethink about this, but I think the Panthers, I don't know. I could see them 8-9, 9-8 in the South, where you got 2 wins easy against the Saints. The Falcons are iffy, and you gotta hope that the Bucs don't fall apart because they seem like they're held together with duct tape. Or so
I guess that's if everything breaks right. But the other thing is like the injury. Like this team is sort of just rebuilt itself enough to have okay starters. If anyone gets hurt, they're screwed. Like who's going to come in and replace some of these guys? I don't know. There's nobody. The starters are questionable. So if somebody on the starting lineup gets injured, then they're in trouble.
I think Sad Boy is a good starting point for them in the season. I think they're going to be a little bit improved. I don't think they're going to be the worst team in the league.
No.
By any stretch, but I think they're trending in the right direction, but they're not at Jeff Fisher level yet.
I don't think
they could end up there.
They could, but it would take.
I heard that wide receiver you drafted is getting like rave reviews at training camp. That
he's big and he's big and can catch.
Right. Considering your other receiver gets into fights a lot.
Yeah, he's not very good. He's entertaining. He's an entertaining man, but not a good player.
Like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Very entertaining.
Oh yeah.
Eating squirrel and all that. He eats squirrels. I don't know what else. He's a big horse guy. Grew up on a farm. Very entertaining, but not a good player. Oh, I guess we'll see. He was a first-round pick too. Dear Lord, a 7-win team. I don't think is a Jeff Fisher team, right? I don't know.
No, Jeff Fisher really is 8-9, 9-8.
Yes. Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. Okay.
Sad Boys is fine for them right now.
Sad boy. Chicago Bears. Last year they went 5-12, and it was an absolute disaster over there.
They're a mess.
Caleb's dead. His gun me so sad. Hey Caleb, do you want to come to Chicago? Hope you enjoy getting sacked every time you throw.
That might not change.
Here's some life advice you're
Although they spent a lot of
gonna
money
need
there.
to know.
Yes, they
Don't drink from the Green River or eat the yellow
We got to get to the
snow.
hook. We got to get to the hook.
Good thing you got used to losing there
Here
at
it comes.
USC. Chicago loves losers. Just look at the Cubbies. Caleb's dad is gonna be real sad.
There it is. The Chicago Bears. Caleb Williams did not play well at all last year. It was a dumpster fire. And they brought in a new coach. No more body doubles. Now they have Ben Johnson, who is like kind of weird, right?
Yeah, really weird. He strikes me as somebody who could flame out real fast in the NFL.
Has he written a book?
Yeah. Not a sex book yet.
That we know of.
This marriage.
Oh, I bet he's written some fanfic though.
Yeah, probably.
Right.
He reminds me of Adam Gase. He's not Adam Gase,
Yeah,
right?
does
But he
remind
has,
me- Yes.
he reminds me of him. And it scares me.
He's got he's got
Right?
some Gase-like tendencies. I want to say right now, Sad Boys.
I think so too. I think
Yeah.
they spent
Yeah.
a lot of money on that offensive line. It's got to get them something. Like they
Yeah.
can't perpetually be bottom feeders, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
I
We're
don't
in the
think.
north though. I mean, that's
Also,
fine.
Caleb Williams hasn't looked good. We've talked about it on our text.
We gotta see him in the. I mean, it's
We got to see him in the regular season. But if you're
Yeah.
stinking the joint up at practice and in preseason and you can't hide it as a team and
I wanna
shield the
see-
media from that, that's not a good sign.
I want to see Roma. I want to see more of Roma Dunze. I want to see him in second year
Yep.
because I loved him coming out of college. So
Agreed.
Let's
And they
let's
have
see where they
Luther
go.
Burden. They also picked up
They have
him
Luther Burden,
and
right,
Austin
right.
Loveland. They have a couple new weapons.
Right. Yep.
They should be good, but can they? Here's the other thing. Like Ben Johnson took over the Lions offense, I think, in whatever year it was, 22,
Mm-hmm.
and they were bad. It took him a while to get them back on
Yeah.
track. And then he had that other draft with Gibbs and Jameson Williams, and then it started to get better. It took him a while to get that offense going. I don't think we're going to go to Jeff Fisher right away. And that's a tough division.
It is
Yeah.
a tough division. And while a rookie head coach can definitely get you to the playoffs, it's not unheard of that it happens. It is still uncommon. So it's
And you got to have a better roster than this.
I
Certainly.
think they're in an appropriate place, but I also think that whole division is going to be down this year.
I agree, Mike.
There-
Could be.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I think I think that division is ripe for a correction. I think they've been riding high on a couple of good teams who built well, but also some decent schedules. And I think a lot of those teams are due for a downturn.
And I do mean it, if the Lions can repeat and do as well as they did last year, I think that's coach of the year worthy because they've lost both coordinators. And
Yeah.
if they can pull it off again, that's amazing. I don't think they can. I think you lose both coordinators on I like Campbell, but he's also a guy who probably needs some advisors. So
Yeah.
when he loses them
Right.
both, I think he might be more prone to do stupid shit. So
Totally.
Are you suggesting Campbell might name his horse to his advisory committee?
Oh, boy.
All
right,
to
moving-
him.
Cincinnati Bengals. They're up next. They went 9-8. They missed the playoffs because of that stupid loss in Week 1 against the Patriots. They lost that
So
game.
Sad. Everything about this is sad.
Their defense is the number one question. They did absolutely nothing to fix it.
Nothing.
Nothing.
It was the biggest problem, and they didn't do anything.
They did nothing to fix their defense. They did
Yeah.
bring back their receivers. I feel like they're Jeff Fisher permanently because they're going to give up 1 trillion points. They're going to be fun to watch,
Yeah.
right?
I don't disagree with Mike that I think they might sneak in to the
They might.
playoffs, like a 7th seed or a
Right.
6th, but they're going to be like in that middling section because they just won't be able to compete defensively. They're going to have to win games 42-40.
They're going to start
Which
running
they-
the run and shoot.
They're capable of winning all of them,
They
but
are.
Yes.
They absolutely are.
They're also
that's why they're going to be
capable of losing all
entertaining.
of them.
Another thing that doesn't get talked about, I think, nearly enough is that Bengals O-line is not great.
No,
So-
no, that's been their
all the
problem
money
for
is
5
thrown in their
years.
Yeah, right. So like
They didn't fix that either.
you got to worry about Joe Burrow, even if he's like he doesn't take the sack and he just gets hit. He's still taking that hit. Like it doesn't show up in a stat sheet, but he's still getting hit. So I don't know.
Yes. I watched that Netflix show Quarterback a couple of weeks ago, and they showed him. He was one of the featured people in it, and he was getting killed. He was getting killed. They were showing his like rehab and stuff, and his neck was all messed up. Like, and he still had that great season, but he was not doing well.
When is Joe Burrow eligible for free agency?
Not for like 4 more years.
I
He
think
signed
didn't
that
he
extension.
He
signed
just
that
signed.
extension.
He just signed. Yeah. Okay. Bengals are starting out in Jeff Fisher. We may have to move them up though.
I think it would be. I could very easily see the next time we do this, we move them up to playoff.
Yeah.
They might have to move up. Okay. Browns are diddly poor.
Italy,
Yeah. How could they not be?
yeah, fucking atrocious.
They were 3-4. They had the Deshaun Watson problem, so they decided to get a bajillion quarterbacks to try to fill it. None of them are any good, I don't think.
You said that so nice. The problem, the Deshaun Watson problem.
Yeah.
The Browns
It's a-
proving what all NBA teams come to face to face with at some point, which is that 4 quarters does not equal $1.
Yeah, they should be
They
fun.
have
I was talking to my wife, and I'm like, man, if the NFL, because I feel like I talked about this, I think before we went on the air. I feel like the NFL Hard Knocks with the Bills is kind of boring. I wish they did the Browns. That'd be fun.
Oh,
You would have seen some shit this year.
yeah.
I think there might
Buffalo
have-
shows. The Buffalo
There
episode of Cops is boring. What are we doing?
Yes, right.
There might actually have to be a new tier below diddly poo that's dog poo.
Yeah.
No, we need to add one in. Like you stepped in dog poo.
Big dog poo.
Big
Largely
old dog poo. Let's get all the mediocre quarterbacks in one place.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Jameis
that's
Winston.
also-
Oh, worse. Baby hands.
Listen, it's like we were already saying. Like they knew Joe Flacco was their guy, right? But like, diagram that sentence for a second. They knew that Joe Flacco was their guy. With
That's a
all
problem.
the other guys on their bench, they knew it was going to be Joe.
And let's also
Look.
not ignore the fact it's Myles Garrett and 10 other schlubs on that defense. So
Yes.
Somehow
If
they were
Denzel-
able to bring him back with money.
Yeah.
With
Denzel
money.
Ward
Where
got
else
hurt.
are they spending it?
Yeah.
On
I don't
Deshaun Watson.
That's true. He still costs a lot.
Unavoidably.
They might get out of that though, because didn't he re-injure himself somehow? And
I
like,
mean, he's gone after this year. One way or the other, he's done.
right, he's
Yeah,
gone no
moving
matter
on.
what. But
Yeah.
they might get some insurance money.
They,
'Cause
right. They might
he-
get more money back than they thought. So
So maybe they'll get bailed out. All right, moving on to the Dallas Cowboys. This one's real interesting. They were 7-10 last year. They didn't have Dak for most of that 7-10. Dak is back for now. Their biggest challenge is to build a reliable running game, which they decided to do the Bengals version and not give a crap about that. They brought in Javonte Williams, failed Denver running back, and some other guys. The bad Texas running back, they drafted him.
Mm-hmm.
Blue. I don't think he wasn't even that good on Texas.
No.
But Dak is back. That could change things, and they traded for Pickens. So does that honeymoon last for a year, or does he get in a fist fight in week 1?
Can we grade them incomplete? Because their biggest question mark is actually, can they get Micah Parsons in the building?
yeah.
They don't have him either.
No. And then Diggs is also getting kind of bitchy now that he's eligible. He's just like, hey, how about me? Like, there's just a lot of uncertainty with his team.
They should, I'll give them this. They should be better with Dak.
It
back
should
at
be
the
better than 7-10 when Dak
I
is
don't
back.
know that gets them much farther than Jeff Fisher in a tough division, though.
Very tough division. Yeah.
How tough? Yeah.
I
how
also
tough is it
think,
gonna be?
their head coach decision, I think, is weird.
Yeah.
Brian Schottenheimer, weird choice.
Right. It inspires no confidence in this team. Jeff Fisher, I think at best, I'm not on the Cowboys this year. I think they're gonna really struggle.
They have a competent. They were pretty good last year. They were not pretty good. They were mediocre last year. They got to go up with a real quarterback, right?
Unless he gets hurt again.
Yeah, he's
That's
gonna get
true.
hurt again. He's gonna get hurt again.
Plus, listen, Jerry already led the newswire the other day when he said, if people aren't talking about us, I will do something to make sure they're talking about us. Like, that shouldn't instill confidence.
No.
That's
No,
worse
Jerry
than the
gets
fact That's worse than the fact that the city of Chicago produced a pope before it produced a 4,000-yard passer.
Oh boy, that's true. Wow. Okay, the Denver Broncos. People love the Broncos. Bo Nix. Their biggest challenge is to keep their key players healthy. They're another thin bunch. They're very thin. If anybody gets hurt, then it's going to be trouble. They were 10-7. Bo Nix impressed last year. He was I wouldn't say he was great, but he was better than we thought. So where do the Broncos fit? Do they fit in the playoffs?
Marge, you just don't know very much about football. I don't know. Like, Nix was good, but he also had like a bell curve season, right? Like, he started out like crap, and then he was great in the middle, and then defenses started to adjust to him, and then he wasn't so great in the final stretch. So I honestly don't know what to do with them.
They're tough because I looked at their record last year. Do you know they played 6 teams that had winning records all of the regular season? 6 teams. They went 1-5. They went 1-5 against those 6 teams. So it's not like they were beating anybody good. Then they got to the playoffs and immediately got blasted out of it. Yeah. So I don't know. Sean Payton, I think he's a pompous asshole, but I think he is a good coach.
He is.
He is.
So I don't know. I won't put him in. Jeff Fisher, maybe. Like
start him at Jeff Fisher.
Start him at Fisher.
I got to see it again.
We have no playoff teams right now, but
we have 2.
Yeah, that's true. We got the Super Bowls. All right. Detroit Lions last year they were 15-2. They were amazing. Okay, we got 3. Biggest challenge. Can the Lions adjust to the coaching vacancies that they have to replace? Are they playoffs? They're probably playoffs, right?
I'd say
they're
playoffs.
Team.
Safely playoffs.
They did not get significantly worse
in
a division where no one else got significantly better either.
Yeah, I do think the loss of the coordinators, especially early on, I think you're going to see a very shaky Lions in those first 4 or 5 games, and I think they'll tighten it up as it goes through. And
here's a question: their center retired abruptly, like out of nowhere. Their center just retired early, and he was a key member of their offensive line. Is that more dangerous than the coordinators leaving?
As a man whose team lost a Super Bowl the day after his team's center went on a bender in Mexico, it might have something to do with it.
Yeah, it could happen. All right, they're not Super Bowl.
No,
there's too many questions on them now, but yeah, playoffs, definitely play.
Right.
Jared Goff, I just can't.
They're our first. I mean, he was good last year. He was really good.
So was Sam Darnold. I just can't.
He was good. Green Bay, let's stick in the division. Last year they were 11-6. Their challenge will be improving their pass rush. They had none last year, so
going up. Yeah. Perfect then.
Playoffs.
And I know I've been a Packers partisan on this.
It's Drew's Packers. It's Drew's Packers.
Not anymore. Now it's Drew's Falcons. But I have them as a Fisher only because they've proven they can't stay healthy.
Yeah, they do have
been like 3 years in a row now where come December half their roster's missing or their quarterback's out. Like they can't get everybody on the field.
That's true.
They did lose Jair Alexander. I went back to that we were talking about the Ravens, but I mean he was a damn good player, I think.
Yeah.
So
he was a little bit of a locker room cancer kind of guy, though.
He was also another guy who was kind of like what Drew was saying, could never stay healthy. That was his problem.
Yeah.
And he's hurt already, and I heard in the offseason. But
all right, moving on.
We need playoff teams.
They're probably in the playoffs. Houston Texans. Last year they were 10-7. They were kind of a mess. Their biggest question is stabilizing their offensive line. You do that by getting rid of everybody who was already on your offensive line.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
And then signing every Jalen wide receiver you can find. That's their other move.
I mean, listen, their bad season was 10-7.
Right.
Like they got to be a playoff team.
Look at that division.
It's pretty bad.
Like just look
Who's
at
better
that.
than them in that division?
It's pretty bad.
Their second, probably the Jaguars. Like that's they should cruise to the playoffs.
Maybe. Okay. The Indianapolis Colts, Danny Dimes. Last year, somehow they were 8-9. I think it was Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco did that.
Somehow.
Daniel.
Can they pick the right quarterback? Can they get out of diddly poo? Can they? They're diddly poo, right?
Yes.
I
The
feel
answer
like
to all your
diddly-poo.
questions is no. Just put
Yeah.
them in diddly poo.
They're
We talked
eyeing
about
that
that.
kid from Texas.
There's no way he's coming out and going to that franchise. I even think the Mannings, if he did come out, let's say Arch Manning decides he's already said he's not, pretty much,
He
right?
wins the Heisman Trophy. He wins.
Let's say
the
he
national
wins
championship
everything.
game. He's got nothing left to prove.
He's going to be the number one pick. The Colts have the number one pick. The Mannings don't let him go there, right? They're like,
No.
sorry,
Mhm.
no, we're not going to do that. Sorry.
There is another team I think they might let him go to, but we'll get to them. But
Okay. All right, more AFC South. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they were 4-13. Trevor Lawrence was bad last year. He was bad. Is he still bad? They picked up Travis Hunter to play offense.
yep.
I think they're a sad boy.
They're a sad boy. I love
They're-
Brian
yeah,
Thomas.
I
I
think,
think he is a
Yeah.
hell of a receiver.
Yes.
The defense
He's
it did get better on paper. Like they did bring in some guys, so they're out of diddly poo. Put them in sad boys.
They were
Agreed.
4-13.
Plus, I like MJF, so you know that's just for Ryan, right?
The wrestler, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I do too. He doesn't play for the Jaguars, though.
No.
All right, Kansas City, everyone's most hated team. Were 15-2. They lost in the Super Bowl spectacularly because their offensive line sucked. Did they do enough to fix the offensive line to make this team any better?
Diddly poo. No, they're probably
They're at least
They're
playoffs.
still a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, they're
they
still-
are
they are.
until they're not.
They are until they're
Yep.
They
As much
are
as I
until
hate
they're
it,
not.
they are
and
until they're not.
like they're not going to have any of their jailhouse wide receivers back, and it's not going to matter.
But
Mahomes
again,
is
we
going to
saw this.
run and never be knocked over, and if he does, it'll be a penalty.
Penalty, yeah.
They were 15-2 last year, but they were not the same Chiefs, and I think that
No.
trend
No, they
continues. I think
I do
they're going
too.
to be down some more this year.
I do
I
too.
mean-
I think they're going to be down.
Yeah, they lucked out on so many. That Raiders game, I was so mad at that one.
But you know
So
what?
many things still broke their way last
Right.
season.
You know what though? They make their own luck. They get to the
They do.
playoffs. Who wants to play them?
No, God, no. I can think of one team that definitely doesn't want to play them.
Right.
Any of
All right.
you fuckers in the AFC want to take them out beforehand? That'd be great. So,
Baltimore, we're looking at you.
Yeah. looking at you, Baltimore. You want to?
Can you please do something for us, please?
I
Come
like to point out
on, do something.
the Bills are to the Chiefs what the Ravens are to the Bills. So
Yes.
the Ravens can't beat the Bills in the playoffs. The Bills can't beat the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Like some of those Patriots years when you were going in the season, you were just looking on paper and you're like, okay, we need to get them out of. We need to
Yeah,
beat them in
right.
the playoffs. And you're looking at the list of the AFC teams and you're like,
No
they're
one's beating.
they're floating to the AFC Championship automatically. There's like one team that maybe could beat them, maybe two, and if they lose, then we're fucked. They're back in the Super Bowl, and that's what
At least
happened.
you can say this year there are teams that could potentially stop.
There
the
are.
Chiefs. I do feel better
Yeah.
about the Bills' chances if their defense holds up, and I think the Ravens actually match up real well with the Chiefs. So
In theory, yes,
Ma-
they
in
should.
theory, right? Yeah, in theory.
Mark Sanchez, a nation's lonely eyes turns itself to you.
Yeah, right.
A woo woo woo.
One team that definitely is not going to be able to do that is the Las Vegas Raiders. Drew's Raiders for maybe not much longer. Their biggest challenge is building a winning culture fast because their
Disagree.
coach is old.
Their biggest challenge is keeping Drew as a fan.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh, that
I
is
think
true.
that's right.
That's true. Very
Uh,
true.
That said, I did tour Allegiant Stadium over the summer. It's a pretty cool
That's pretty
place.
fun.
Oh, it looks awesome.
But
Are
yeah,
they diddly
they're-
or
no?
are they
they're sad
poors?
boys.
they're
They're
sad,
sad
boys?
Yeah.
They have Ashton
that's it.
Jeanty. He's fun to cheer for.
Ashton Genty. Yep, and they have Max
He
Crosby.
says he's arrived after playing 1.5 preseason games. And you know,
real easy
you
when these
can't-
teams don't game plan for me.
You
Hope
can-
they-
you
hope
can
that
name-
continues.
you can name one guy on their defense,
Yeah.
and because they cut Christian Wilkins.
For grabbing
Oh,
ass
that was a
again.
mess.
Yeah. So
All right,
Here
no,
we go.
stop. We got to talk about that. Like,
Yeah.
what happened there? He was like kissing somebody.
I don't ask questions I don't want to know the answer to.
That was weird.
He was
he may or may not have kissed somebody who may or may not have taken it well.
Yeah.
Who I don't know.
But
I
that
don't
wasn't the reason
know.
they cut him. They cut
No,
him
that wasn't the
because
reason
of
they
the
cut him.
rehab.
Yeah. Right.
He got injured
they
and then
cut him-
did
they
not
cut him 'cause He
rehab.
wouldn't get healthy, and he wouldn't do his rehab. He's got his guaranteed money.
I think it's telling though that no other NFL team has even
Has picked him up.
brought him in for a visit. Right? They all think I think they know kind of he's a fuck up.
Not even Miami, who could still use him. By
They
the way,
desperately could use him.
Oh god.
but no, the Raiders they're a mess. They got a quarterback who shits in the kitchen.
Gino.
Oh, Gino.
Gino's your new
Gino,
quarterback.
Oh,
no,
Gino.
Outside, Gino. Outside.
Pete Carroll's your coach.
I know.
The hat is
You know
forever
what?
backwards. Do you have to bury your Raiders hat? Do we need like a video of you burying your Raiders hat in the backyard for the possum?
No, because there's always the chance. There's always the chance that we could go to couples therapy and the marriage could be resurrected.
No,
Wow.
because if we bury that hat in the backyard, Drew's wife's garden will never grow again.
It's true.
You can't do that to her.
No garden
Plus-
within 400 miles will grow again.
Yeah. Plus, I missed my opportunity. I spent most of Sunday digging a horseshoe pit in my backyard. That would have been my chance, and I didn't do it.
That's true. You could do it. All right, maybe just burn it. The Los Angeles Chargers. It's still weird to say we're 11-6 last year, and then they got smoked
Mike's
in the
Chargers.
playoffs.
Mike's Chargers.
Mike's
I'm
Chargers.
so tired of this team's bullshit.
Me too.
Get off your
Damn.
bullshit, Chargers.
I just am.
Either do something or don't. Come on.
That's exactly right.
Yeah,
Every year it's like, oh,
your
Justin
season motto
Herbert,
is
this,
shit
that,
or
and
get
the
off
other.
the pot.
God.
Please.
McConkey. We love McConkey.
They have McConkey. Merch available
listen.
now.
They couldn't get over the hump with Phillip Rivers and LaDainian Tomlinson and Antonio Gates, and this team ain't that team.
They got screwed by the refs. Right?
What, then or now?
Then, not now.
Because they screwed themselves now in
Yeah,
that game
I was
against the
gonna say, not
Raiders,
now.
which
They
is one of my
certainly
favorite
screwed
games
themselves.
ever.
Oh my god.
The
If
Brandon
we
Staley
tie,
game?
We can both
Oh,
go
that
to the
game.
playoffs.
No,
One of the
we're not
guys
doing
at work
that.
constantly brings that up. We'll just be like not saying anything. He goes, remember when the Chargers and the Raiders played?
My
And
God.
the Chargers basically
Chargers.
stopped themselves from going to the playoffs.
I mean, they should be good again. They should be playoffs.
No,
On paper, they should. They probably will be, but
They probably will be. They have McConkey.
honestly, I think Denver's got a better shot at the playoffs than they do.
wow.
We've
But
got
some of that
Denver
is-
and Jeff
some of that is my
Fisher.
Some of that is my personal exhaustion with the Chargers.
Where do you get off?
How dare you, Chargers?
It's like I'm looking across the table at Jim Cornette and I'm saying, "You exhaust me."
You fucking cheap motherfucker! God damn!
No one gets that reference except for the three of us. Goddamn, motherfucker!
I'm over the table, fucking kill you!
Double
Double cheese,
that's
mayo.
double cheese, double mayo.
Earmuffs, kids.
Yeah, this is the segment that the kids love. They're Charger fans.
Right.
We swear the most when anytime the Chargers come up.
They're Charger fans and they're
Good.
big Jim Cornette fans. We know that.
They
In
love Jim
fairness,
Cornette.
the Chargers make us all swear.
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
You motherfuckers!
Let's swear
Motherfuckers.
in joy one day. I don't want to swear in anger like I'm doing all the time. Let's see you pull it together. Come on, Chargers. You can do it.
We
No,
want
you
the Chargers to be good. Let's just put it that. Like
No, we
kids,
don't.
we want them to be good. We want them to beat the Chiefs, don't we?
We want 31 teams to beat the
I
Chiefs.
mean, they're the ones that play them twice.
Lower
Do your,
hurdle to
do
clear.
your job, Chargers.
I'll take some UFL teams beating up the Chiefs too. I don't care.
Where's
We'll
the
go more than
Michigan
31.
Panthers? Let's
Yeah.
go.
Right.
All right. Well,
Caw.
let's stay in Los Angeles and put the Los Angeles Rams up in here. Last year they were 10-7. Oh my god. They were 10-7. They almost they were the only team who actually kind of gave the Eagles a little bit of a fight, right? They
Can I-
were
can I-
down 7.
Is Matthew Stafford alive?
I hope-
No,
No.
Yeah,
see,
he
here's
might
the
be
thing.
dead.
No. See, everybody's up in arms, but Matthew Stafford's back injury or whatever. That, to me, am I the only one that smells like 38-year-old quarterback doesn't
No.
want to go to
Yeah.
camp?
It
Like,
could be. It
oh,
could be.
crazy. Everybody's reporting it like he's barely walking, and I'm like, that just sounds like a guy who doesn't want to throw balls in practice.
Yeah, McVay has shown no urgency with this, which makes me
None.
think that it's Stafford's fine.
Yeah.
Or
Who's their-
fine-ish.
Who's their backup? Tony
Jimmy
G?
G.
The beautiful
Jimmy G,
man.
Good Lord.
So this is a funny subplot. This has nothing to do with their record, I hope. But remember Devontae Adams on that show, Receiver, complaining about how terrible Jimmy G was and how he couldn't even hit the ball outside of a barn when they were on the Raiders together. And then he forces his way out and he goes to the Jets and somehow he ends up saved on the Rams. Well, guess what? Jimmy G might be your quarterback again, bro.
Devontae Adams is going to be like, why does this keep happening to me?
Please.
He's
Maybe
had
I
kind of
might
a
be the
cursed
problem.
career.
Yeah.
They asked him about it, and he said, no, that wasn't that big of a deal. That's not what I meant. Yo, bro, that's what you meant. That is what you meant.
By the way, we only have room for 2 more AFC playoff teams. Just putting that out there now.
Where did the
Fine.
Rams fall? Are they playoffs? They have to be, right?
I don't
Not
know.
if the Niners are better.
Yeah, I think Jeff
Yeah.
Fisher.
Not if the Niners are the Niners. Then the Rams go back to Jeff Fisher.
All
Yeah.
right.
I also have
it's
this weird-
fitting that the Rams go back to Jeff Fisher.
That's where they belong. God damn it.
Yes.
Mhm.
We need the Titans to level up and get
Yeah,
up to Jeff
all-
Fisher.
All Jeff Fisher teams regress to Jeff Fisher.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
right.
All right. I like this. All right. Miami Dolphins. They're diddly pooer, right?
Oh,
They
yeah.
are going to be real bad this year.
No,
The
they're
weird-
not a
oh.
diddly pooer. They
What, you
score
think-
lots of points.
Yeah,
No.
I
that's
don't think they're
true.
gonna
I don't
No.
even think they're going to score a lot of points anymore.
look. They are one Nerf football to Tua's head away.
Yeah.
from this entire thing going
They're
even
one-
farther
right.
south.
They're
real
one
fast.
crooked sidewalk away from the end of the season.
Right.
A serious,
And how,
question, though. If they start off slowly, is their first coach to get fired?
Yes.
I think he is.
Yeah.
I think
Our
they're.
guy.
And I love him, but
I love
here's
him
the fun
too.
thing. Week 1, they play the Colts. They'll probably go 1-0. Like I think they're
They
better than the
might.
Colts.
And
If they don't,
no,
they
no,
are
no, no.
truly in trouble.
Oh, you're
they-
right.
correct.
That's a good barometer. Yeah.
They're very, very possible for a fired coach, a no quarterback, a diddly poo mess.
Tyreek Hill right now is just shaking with anger, just ready to explode at a 3-year-old.
That's
He's
his. I was
just-
gonna say that's his normal state of affairs.
Yeah, right.
He wants to punch children right now.
Did you see
Any
that
children? Got any
12-year-old
children you can bring by?
Did you see that camp that he did where the 12-year-old beat him in coverage? That was
Yes.
and he looked so mad. I'm like, oh, that kid better leave the state.
Look out. Their biggest challenge, I wrote this down. Don't completely fall apart.
Yeah.
They're going to.
And Tua,
It's bad.
every time
I love Mike McDaniel. I
I do
feel
too.
bad, but he's going to get fired. He's going to go
He is gonna
home.
get
He's going to go back to the 49ers.
Yeah,
he's going
gonna
home.
Go back to the Niners. Yep.
He's going home.
Tua though, like literally every time the Dolphins schedule comes out, I scan it for when they're playing prime time because that's when Tua will choose to die because he
Yes.
doesn't do
Yeah.
it. He doesn't do it when it's like a 1:00 and nobody's watching. He does it when the world is watching. So
He died early last year too. He got
Yeah.
knocked out in like week 2 or 3. Like he
right,
was
I think it
gone for
3
a while.
because they were in prime time. You can't have him up the second they're in prime time. He's going to kill himself. It's just
Oh boy. All right, this one's tough. The Minnesota Vikings are next. They were 14-3 last year. They have JJ McCarthy as their starting quarterback now.
Come on, Dad, it's my season. Let's go.
The peanut
broccoli cut.
the walking peanut butter controller
Yeah.
is now at the helm. How many
Sometime.
times did he hand off in that college football game, Drew?
All of them in the second half against Penn State. He did not throw a pass.
I heard a scouting report on him recently, and they said he's got good arm strength, he's got a fastball, but he can't figure out how to throw accurately to different levels of the field. Like, isn't that the whole position
Might
at
be a
this
problem.
point?
Listen, there
quarterback.
was a. Do you remember, Ryan? You might remember. You remember when I think it was the Timberwolves drafted Syracuse's Dante Green. And
Oh boy.
The scouting report on Dante Green was he has all the tools, but he can't find the key to the toolbox.
Yeah. Yes.
That's kind of where we're at.
Yeah. That's a great way
I mean,
to.
honestly, As we were going into the offseason, you remember the other surrogate team I was thinking of taking was Minnesota. I was down to
Sure.
Minnesota and there was a report that came out like going around different camps, and both of them, Minnesota's report was McCarthy is struggling. Atlanta's report was Penix is struggling. And I was like, well, at least I'm going to go with the Civil War veteran then.
Yes. Right. Pick your elders. McCarthy. I think McCarthy has a shot.
You're not playing fair, Dad.
You don't know what they're saying about me, Dad.
I said it was 2-man touch. They kept tackling me.
Mom, call the commissioner and tell him I should never be touched.
My dad could beat up all 4 of them.
You know when this started, McConkey was his dad, or at least did he watch McConkey?
His dad watched
his
McConkey.
dad watches
His dad was
McConkey.
watching
Jake was always trying to talk to his dad.
I'm
His
sorry,
dad
I'm
didn't want
sorry.
anything to do with him because he was watching McConkey.
Right.
And that still stands. Do we have a McConkey episode tonight, or are we waiting for week 1?
There's a season preview where the initial episode of the season is going to be the chief is kidnapped and McConkey has to race against the clock to find him. And it turns out the criminal mastermind who's abducted the chief is McConkey's long lost father.
Oh, shit.
That's a big one.
Who's he played by?
And it's going to
the
be
father. Yeah.
I don't know yet. I have to think of that one.
You're right.
Let's just a season
Vigoda.
preview. If we don't have the full episode,
Abe Vigoda.
that's good. That's actually great.
He was born
It's
a
Abe
7-year-old.
Vigoda.
McConkey.
And the entire season is an arc of McConkey trying to grapple with the fact that his father, who abandoned him and his mother at birth, is a criminal kingpin, and McConkey's the one tasked to bring him down. And when push comes to shove, can McConkey do it?
Can he turn him? There's still good in you.
There's still good in him.
Yes,
I felt
there's
it.
still good. Well, don't think that arc didn't enter my head when I came up with this.
I love it.
You'll have to tune into season 2 of McConkey to find out.
Can't wait. Are they a Jeff Fisher? Are they a playoff team?
wait,
are they
there's an NFL team.
Who are we talking about again? I
the
forgot.
Vikings? The Vikings still.
Um,
The rest of the team's pretty good.
Yep.
Justin Jefferson.
Jeff Fisher for the time being. I can't get over the JJ. I gotta
Hold
see
on.
more.
We need if this influences your decision, we need 5 more NFC playoff teams, and we only have 8 NFC teams left.
There's at least
There's a few in there. All right, we're
three
gonna keep him in
there.
Jeff Fisher for a minute.
Okay.
All right, we got at least 2 or 3 coming. All right, New England Patriots. They stink. They were 4-13. They spent a bunch of money. They got a new coach. They got Drake May. Can they improve from a diddly poor to a sad boy?
They stink, but I think they sad boy stink.
I think they
Me
sad
too.
boys think. I actually think they're gonna be okay this year. I think they're gonna
Yeah.
be at that. I think they could
They're gonna
end
be
at Jeff
better.
Fisher. Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think they like their coach.
Yep.
You know.
I think their coach is Vrabel's kind of a meathead.
Yes.
And you gotta remember too, like the Titans went to the AFC Championship with him and then promptly fired him because he was so intolerable. So like,
But again, in New England,
Yeah, right,
that's exactly what they're used to.
But also, listen, if you're worried about a meathead coach, look at who we have in the playoffs already. The Lions. Good Lord. I'm not sure
Sure.
Dan Campbell speaks English.
yeah. I like
Certainly
Drake
not
May.
the King's English.
Right, yes.
I like Drake May. I think they've done a lot of good work. I think they're probably a team that starts off a little slow, and then those pieces will kind of like come together at the end.
Yeah, maybe
And
they win
have no
6.
pressure, and that helps.
Oh, I bet they win more than 6. I can see them winning like 7 or 8. I think they're
They could
I
beat
think
up on
they're
the
in good shape.
Dolphins. I mean, the Dolphins will be beatable.
easy 2 wins for everybody in the East.
All right. Speaking of easy wins, the New Orleans Saints last year they were 5-12. Then Derek Carr decided I've had enough, and he left. And now we've got Tyler Shuck, the Diddley Poo.
Listen. I think I texted you guys. I know I texted a couple of people. It was like an hour apart that the news came out. There was a report at the time that Spencer Rattler was leading the Saints quarterback race. And then like an hour after that is when Archie Manning said that Arch was not going to come out. To me, those stories don't seem related, but I think they are.
Yes.
That one thing I texted you guys about that one Saints fan, he was who just said they could wait out Arch Manning was real funny to me.
Wait him out.
Jokes on you. We're going to be asked for years, baby.
We can do this as long as you can.
We can do this all day.
They have a new coach as well. That won't help, I don't think.
You'll run out of eligibility before you run out of sucking.
Yeah, right. Saints playing the long con on this one. They suck. They're going to be
How
really
good is
bad.
Tyler Shuck going to be here?
Not good.
They, I think, are the worst team in the league. I
They
think they're
could
worse
be.
than the Browns.
Plus, Tyler Shuck leaving the House of Brahm.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have that nest to draw from of quarterback experience.
The
Have
House
the
of
Brom
Brahm.
net, the safety Brom net.
You got to have that.
The 12 Broms.
There's not enough meat on the bone to talk about them anymore. The New York Giants last year stunk up the joint. They took a big shit in the middle of the field, and they were 3-14. They decided to make some changes, but not fire anybody. God forbid we look bad and fire anybody. So good old Dayball on his jet ski is back again.
Woo!
Two cigarette Tina.
We should have done this episode from Le Bar.
Yeah,
We should have. A remote location.
Yeah, right.
I
Well,
told you there's a bar in Greenpoint, Brooklyn, just called Bar. I swear to God, it's the right place. If you ever walk by it.
but does it have jet ski access, Drew?
No, it
All
does
right,
not.
that's a problem for Dayball.
Well, only if you lack imagination.
He can park a jet ski anywhere. I'll park a jet ski up your ass.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. They picked up Jackson Dart in the draft. They picked up Russell Wilson. They also have Jameis Winston. This is the funniest quarterback room of all time. Who
What
can
I love is-
Jesus themselves? No, I like Jesus more than you. No, I like Jesus more than you. Have you read this Bible passage? No, I've read this. Let's do high knees until we can. That's what the locker room's like.
Every Giants fan I've talked to, when I ask them, do you want to see Jackson Dart this season? The answer is always, I don't know. And that does, to me, like,
A little
that
scary.
doesn't speak well to the entire situation.
So we're sad or we're diddly?
I think they might be diddly poo.
They're poors.
I think so.
I think they're poors.
Their defense
think-
wasn't awful.
No, and they got Abdul Carter, who aside from
They
getting
did
like,
get Abdul Carter.
like, destroyed by that one Jets tight end, looked pretty.
You
good
got
for
pancaked by a shitty Jets lineman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
I
still
think
have
it'll be
Saquon.
fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
No, they sure don't.
Defensive line looks good. I will put them at diddly poo, but I would not be surprised if they upgrade to sad boys.
it's true. They do have
Because
elite
the
neighbors. They're not
nicest
the
thing is
reft
that-
of talent.
Yes.
God,
right.
I want Jameis to play in the worst
Yes,
way in New York
yes,
City.
Yes, he's my favorite non-Panther. Like, just go.
I want them to be down by like 40 points and him to come in and get a touchdown and then act like he won the Super Bowl. That's what I want.
When you, Mark, brought him back to us last year,
I
you
know.
conjured Jameis Winston, and then he said these words, and I'm not making this up. He said, I'm paraphrasing, but he said this: "Lord, please deliver me from pick sixes," and then threw a pick six after that happened. The Lord did not deliver him.
Only I may bring
That's,
him back. And give
that
him glory.
is my favorite thing that happened
Well,
last
he
year.
needed to pray to the crab god or whatever.
Yeah, wrong God. You picked the wrong one. All right, Giants are diddly poors for now. Jackson Dart's had a nice preseason.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
Well, nobody's game planning. Like
Yeah,
it's easy to look good when you're playing against like third stringers and nobody cares.
Also, what downgraded him for me was his comment about how he does his eye black like the scar Anakin Skywalker has in the
Oh, God.
prequels.
Something JJ
He-
McCarthy would say.
McCarthy would do.
Yeah.
Dad,
No,
too rude.
it makes me look like Anakin Skywalker. You knew that if you were cool.
No, it's Star Wars, not Star Trek.
Whatever. It's that show that was on after McConkey, right?
Yeah.
That's Star Trek, Dad.
The nurse was hot. That's all I remember.
The nurse was hot.
She was no hot lips Houlihan, though. I'll tell you what.
R.I.P. By the way.
R.I.P. Loretta Sweat.
Yeah.
All right, New York Jets. They're also bad. They have a new coach. They have Justin Fields. Does that do anything for you? They no longer have the cancer that is Aaron Rodgers. That was cut out.
Look, no matter what happens to them, even if they are a diddly poo team, it's at minimum a sad boy.
They have
season.
they're one season bump.
They've lost Hackett and Rodgers.
I think they're a Jeff Fisher team.
Whoa,
Hold up,
Jets!
I want to say Mark's Jets because
What?
that's the team
No,
They're in
who
your
I actually
division.
think could make the
No.
playoffs this year.
Mark, you cannot pick a
Listen.
team in your own division.
I can. You said the same thing.
Doing
about the
it.
Rams when I
Please,
said
please
the
lay
Rams
out your
last year.
case. Lay out your case here.
All right.
There
Let's
is
hear it.
such a relief on this team to not have the plague of Aaron Rodgers around, right? I think just that alone is going to move them up at least one tier. Okay. I think Aaron Glenn is a hell of a coach. I liked him way more than Ben Johnson. I think he's the calming influence this team needs. I think he's a very good defensive coach. I think the defense was already good on paper. I think it's going to be even better with him. Offense, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall. I mean, there's some talent there. I think Justin Fields doesn't make mistakes. he doesn't win you a lot of games, but he won't fuck it up. I could see them competing for a playoff spot.
Wow.
I think, and I'm not going to say they're going to be win the division. I think they're going to be a 6 or 7. I love the Jets. I think the funniest, conclusion to this season would be if the Jets make the playoffs, and this is the one year the Steelers don't because of Aaron Rodgers. And I think that is funny to me.
That would be funny. I agree with that. I don't know. On this thing, can we put them in the playoffs, or
I would say put them at like Sad Boys or Jeff Fisher. You guys decide which one, and then I think we might have to
Well, I think just by how on it the two of you are, we have to put them in Jeff Fisher, right?
Jeff Fisher, man.
Mike and I don't agree. I don't think.
The more I look at this team, I think they have a good, not only Breece Hall, but that other guy, the other backup running back. I think is
Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen. I think is.
They kind of repaired the offensive line a little bit last year.
Finally got 2 bookend tackles. Their guards, Vera Tucker was always good. I don't know.
All right. That's a good case. Mike, go ahead.
I think they're going to be better, but I still think the Pats in that division are going to be better. They still have the Bills in that division, so they're going to struggle just within their division. And I don't know what their schedule looks like. Let's take a look.
Maybe that will change things. If they have a really light schedule, then maybe
they do have, unfortunately, an international game, which always is in the ass.
That's not great.
Okay, their schedule is Pittsburgh game 1.
We knew that.
Must-see television right there.
Okay, so Pittsburgh, Buffalo, at Tampa, at Miami, Dallas, Denver, Carolina, at Cincy, bye. Browns, at Pats, at Ravens, Falcons, Miami, Jacksonville, Saints, Pats, Bills.
That's not that bad.
I think that's playoff. I think
half of that is pretty.
I think they might be a playoff team now that you said that schedule. That's not a hard schedule. They get the Saints and the Panthers.
Just saying.
And the Browns.
And the Browns.
Just saying.
If something goes wrong with the Falcons. All right. Well, let's keep them in the Jeff Fisher realm, but maybe they have to be a playoff team. All right. I'm putting them in the playoffs for now because you're they're Mark's Jets.
Pressure.
I'm putting in the playoffs now.
Listen, I'm 2 for 2 on my playoff picks for my
true.
Team.
That's a huge part of it. Yeah. Like the one thing that gives me pause is Drew is not very good when he's outside of the NFC North. So he's playing a little out of his sandbox here. He's great in the NFC North predictions, but never outside of that.
Let me tell you about the SEC West.
All right. The Philadelphia Eagles, Super Bowl winner, Super Bowl contender until they lose it.
Yep.
Nothing's changed.
Yeah.
They're still good.
Yep.
They're going to be tough to beat.
They are.
They got a lot of people. They have the disease of me. Everyone got their contracts and left, but they have a ton of Georgia players to take their place. So we'll see what happens.
A lot of good young Georgia players there. So
yeah. I'm not that worried about Pittsburgh Steelers. Last year they made the playoffs. They were 10-7. We were hot on Mike Tomlin's trail. Drew was very upset with us.
And he was banging the table.
Playoffs. I will bang my shoe on the table like Khrushchev if I have to.
Okay.
Playoffs.
That's fine. That's fine. I mean, until Tomlin shows that he's not going to bring a team to the playoffs, let's just keep him in there.
Yep.
Aaron Rodgers is there. He might be the cancer that just pulls him down finally.
Nope.
You don't think so?
Nope. His magic is not stronger than Mike Tomlin's magic.
Some would say Tomlin still got the juice.
Mike Tomlin has the juice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not the
whole
Hoovy
different
juice.
thing.
Not the Hoovy juice.
I love that.
Damn that guy.
All right.
That's it for the AFC, by the way. That's 7.
I mean, honestly, that works because I'm looking at the teams we got left, and that's
I think you're right.
Chargers.
I know you don't like the Chargers.
Yeah. You got to deal with that.
I would flip the Chargers for the Broncos in a heartbeat,
or the Bengals.
And that honestly, that's a fair flip. But for now, I'd put the Chargers ahead of the Broncos just because Bo Nix has to do it more than once. For
Justin Herbert has to do it at all.
He's still better than Bo Nix right now.
He's made the playoffs.
Oh, what?
Three different times?
You're good at the Orton line, Mike.
Look.
Why we're talking about the Orton line. San Francisco 49ers, last year they had the season from hell. This year, I assume we're going to put them in the playoffs because there's no NFC teams up there. Super Bowl. Super Bowl. Brock Purdy
They have
got paid.
routinely kicked the shit out of the Eagles every time they played them.
That is true. Brock
If they're healthy
Purdy.
and they play the Eagles, they kick the shit out of them.
Actually, I think Robert Saleh coming back is a bigger deal than people talk
Mhm.
about.
Yeah,
That defense is going to be
that makes
flying
a
around the
difference
field
for them.
again.
man. And next year you're going to get Mike McCarthy or Mike McDaniel.
Mike
back.
McDaniel back, then you're going to be a Super Bowl contender.
Right.
Get the gang back together. Let's go.
Get the team, get it going again. Well, they got to be better. They didn't have McCaffrey all last year, and they got rid of Deebo Samuel.
Thank God.
Upgrade. Oh, and apparently Percival, and who didn't get shot in the offseason, big bonus.
Yeah.
And Purdy have been hitting it off incredibly well. Like they get each other. So it's a good
Brandon
sign.
Ayuk won't be there for a little bit. He's still hurt.
That's okay. We got Jennings. We got Percival.
Jennings,
and
yeah,
we'll
Jennings
find
looks
some
real good.
random third dude to throw in there.
All right, so they're playoffs right now.
They had
At
they
minimum.
got
I
the
still
dude
think they're a
they got
Super Bowl
from-
team.
they drafted a kid in the second who Alfred Collins from Texas. I really like him. He's kind of he's a pass rushing defensive tackle, which is rare to find. So
Can they keep
they went
McCaffrey
hard.
on the field?
On that, again, I still think their entire medical team should be launched into the sun. I've covered that. Here's their schedule: at Seattle, at New Orleans, Arizona, Jacksonville, at LA, at Tampa, Atlanta, at Houston,
God.
at Giants, at LA, at Arizona, Carolina, Cleveland, Tennessee, Indianapolis, Chicago, Seattle. They have the number one easiest schedule in the league.
yeah, that's real fucking easy.
Yeah.
That is easy.
Put it this
That's
way:
fine.
they don't. If you look at the last time they play a decent team is week 10, and that's
Okay.
that's the Rams.
Maybe they might not be decent.
Correct. So literally, if you're looking at their schedule, the only playoff teams they have to play against are Tampa and the Rams.
Wow,
Every other team they played the rest of the season did not make the playoffs last year.
it's set up for you to have a bounce
I mean,
back.
If it's ever going to happen, getting Saleh back, drafting well on defense, and having a cakewalk schedule, come on. If they screw this up,
I'm fine.
Terry
With putting them I'm fine with putting them at Super Bowl. That's fine.
All right, you want to put them at Super Bowl?
Yeah, I mean,
Two for
honestly,
Super Bowl. Drew, you got to break this tie.
No, I'm not opposed to it.
put it this
Wow.
way: given everything I've just told you, if it isn't that, it's a disappointing season.
The schedule is what really pushes me
Listen,
over,
and
and
it's
that
not-
is ridiculous.
It's not win the Super Bowl; it's contend for
Right,
the
contending
Super
for
Bowl.
the Super Bowl.
I know, I
look
know.
Look at the other NFC teams we have in the playoffs, right? Like the Packers and the Lions. Like I wouldn't say that they're unequivocally better than San Francisco.
Who has
on
beaten
paper,
both of them
you know?
in the playoffs in recent years?
And look at the three NFC teams remaining. Like I don't know that any of those would be considered above San Francisco, assuming.
What
San
about the
Francisco's
Bucks?
Health. So
What about the Bucks?
Bucks are going to the Super Bowl because they have a 400-pound defensive tackle, and the last time they did that, it was Gilbert Brown, and they went to the Super Bowl. So
Drew's Bucks.
Yeah. You know,
All right.
by the way, Baker Mayfield is partying with that guy. Like, they're having a
100%.
lot
Oh
of fun.
God, yeah, yeah. Wouldn't you?
he,
Oh, yeah.
he has definitely already undergone the Andre the Giant "How much can you drink?" test.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But that said,
All
I
right.
do think the Bucks are a playoff team because their division is crap.
All right, well, let's just do them right now. They're definitely
Yeah.
a playoff team. They're going
Yeah,
to win
I-
the division. They're
Yeah.
still pretty good. The only thing
Yeah.
that happened was they lost Liam Cohen, who's now the coach of the Jaguars.
Ooh,
Duval!
by the way, weird motherfucker. That
Yeah.
guy looks real strange.
He has a chance to become our new Hackett, right? He's a real
yeah.
chance. I'm counting
I'm
on you, Duval.
disconcerted by how even these tiers are.
Mm.
Normally, we have like 20 Jeff Fisher teams and
Yeah,
like
that's
3 everywhere else.
That's true. All right.
We're-
Seattle Seahawks are next. They are stupid, and they went 10-7 last year, but they missed the playoffs. Their biggest challenge is, can they get Sam Darnold to win some games? Because he's
that's
their
really
new
what it comes
quarterback.
down to.
Yeah.
He was good last year until the
be a
playoffs.
Jeff Fisher team.
Oh, I think sad boys.
I mean, I'm not going to fight you too hard on it.
Yeah, I just don't think they can do it again. I think Sam Darnold, I think, was in the perfect situation last year. This is not it.
Yeah, the weapons are nowhere near
Are
close.
not nearly
No.
as good.
Right.
The running game is non-existent.
Right. New coach, too. Like, I mean, it's just, I don't know. Not
They
nearly.
have two good running backs, but didn't run the ball for the
Didn't run the
longest
ball at
time.
all.
It
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
very frustrating for me when I had both of them on a fantasy team. This is, it's getting more, even here by you saying that. So I like that. I believe in even Steven. Tampa Bay Bucks, we did. Tennessee Titans, they were 3-14. Greg got a new quarterback, Cam Ward, who seems to be the most anti-Greg player of all time. He's so boring. He's the most boring person. Greg was worried he would be boring, and no one talks about how the number one pick is doing in the preseason.
I know
Nothing.
that's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
he's-
Nobody
right.
has talked about him
It's
at all.
because he's in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And
No one
also,
cares.
Listen, Greg. If you're listening, boring is great. Boring won Tim Duncan 5 championships.
Yeah.
Take boring where you can get
I
it.
like Cam
Right.
Ward. I said that during the draft. I like him. as a
Yes.
prospect,
I
so, mean,
adore Cam Ward, and I still
Yeah.
think the Titans are diddly poo because their roster might as well be the 4 of us playing defense.
Yeah, right.
one
There's
of my
nobody
favorites.
there.
Somebody comment. I think Cam Ward actually said, "I actually think my receiving group is top 5 in the NFL." And then the first comment on it was, "I don't even think they're top 5 in the AFC South." So,
No, they're not. Not even top 5. There's only 4
Yeah.
teams.
yeah,
I know what I said.
yeah.
All right, there's one team left. It's not totally even. It's the Washington Commanders. Mark's Commanders from last year. They did it. They made
Not
it to the
anymore. They're
NFC Championship.
Mathematically, we have to put them in the playoffs.
Playoffs. Yeah, playoffs.
But are they Super Bowl?
No, I
I
don't think so.
don't think so. No.
Improved roster.
They're better than the Niners.
It's not.
Shut
out-
up. They are not.
It's not
They're better
outside
than
the
the
realm of
Niners.
possibility.
Just stop it.
Listen, would it be the most shocking thing in history if they made it to the Super Bowl? No. Would I shoo them in for that today? Also, no.
Yeah, honestly, what
You
kind
don't
of
think
turned
they're
me off
better
though-
than the Niners on paper right now?
No.
They've made some weird personnel decisions. The whole like
Oh,
not
sure.
paying Scary Terry when he's like been your stalwart for 4 years, and then Brian Robinson Jr. moving on. I always thought he was a good player. Little things like that make me keep them
Okay.
out of Super Bowl. So
Here's their schedule. At New England, Cincinnati, Baltimore, Giants, at Packers, Raiders, at Falcons, at McConkey, Bears, Cowboys, Chiefs, Seahawks, Lions, Dolphins,
that's
Broncos,
That's a
Vikings,
mix.
Giants, Eagles, Cowboys, Eagles.
that's
Yeah,
tougher.
that's a mix.
That's tougher. Man, they play the Eagles late then both times. right?
Yeah.
They played
They
them
did-
twice in
Fine.
3 weeks.
They did that on purpose so that that division will come down to that is what they hope, right? Schedule maker.
All right, boys. The
So-
Rams or the Vikings? Who's moving up?
Somebody has to
move
move
on.
up. I would
We're
say
short one.
Rams.
I'd say
Yeah,
Vikings.
I'd say Rams.
I was going to say Vikings.
Shit.
You know what? Just
So
put down.
Falcons it is.
Yeah.
Falcons. We're assuming. Oh my God, we've never had this many in one line. I've got to fix this.
Just there you
There
go.
you go. Just move the
Oh,
screen.
phew.
Just change reality.
Panic.
I think these 3 should move up and even these lines out. All right,
Create a pocket universe.
Yes, that's right.
perfect. Okay, do we want to do our division winners and Super Bowl picks, or do we want to save that for next week?
I'm going to save that because,
Yeah,
frankly,
let's-
I haven't thought about it before you
Yeah,
just
let's
mentioned
save
it.
We will do it next week. All right,
I have
it's
put my
time.
picks in, so I have them in on my betting the network. I have them in. If I win and when I win, I'll win like $27,000. Not bad.
So wait, do you have personal bets or are they team bets?
Team bets. I said basically
All
I
right.
picked the 8 division winners.
All right, so we'll do that next week. We'll
Yeah,
do
next
Mark's
And if
bet.
that pays out, Mark, you will
Mm-hmm.
buy $23,000 worth of Podlog merchandise.
That's right. That's true.
That's exactly
Have,
what you
like,
should do with that
baby
money.
shirts or something. I'll need that.
They call that reinvestment.
I like it. Just pump it back into the system. All right,
Maybe
it's
a
time for
Jerky
the.
Flamingo shirt.
I don't think we can make that, but I want to.
He's always watching.
Blind
I mean-
Flamingo.
I made a shirt for the other show, and Greg B said, or Killer Greg said, "Can I wear this?" Like it's a question I asked
Right.
myself.
Right at the store. Can I wear this at the
Can I
store?
wear this?
Also, let's remember Greg owns that store. You figure
He's
he
the
can do whatever he
owner. Which
wants.
is that worse or better? If I was just
Yeah,
like a
right.
random employee, like an oven strength, I probably could wear it. But if I'm in charge, that's bad. That
He
was a
doesn't
very
let Oven
funny.
Strength wear any clothes. He just
That's a very funny question. Can I wear this shirt we made? Probably not. All right, Stripe Spiral time. Drew,
A very brief strife spiral. You may have noticed that the Big Ten commissioner has kind of lost his mind. Now, okay, he's responsible to his member institutions. He's not responsible to anybody else. But this assertion of his that the Big Ten and the SEC should both have 4 automatic bids into the playoffs is stupid. And the SEC also thinks it's stupid. And so the odds of that actually passing are very minimal. There's going to be an ongoing discussion. Here's what's crazy about the way the college football playoff works. With the season about to start on Saturday with Farmageddon in Dublin,
Yep.
they could still alter the number of teams that make the playoffs for this year. There's a December, but the caveat is they have to notify the member institutions and their broadcast partners on or before December 1st is the deadline. And any decision to expand the playoffs, either to 14 or 16 and automatic bids and all this other crap, has to be unanimous. So, like, if the Big 12's not on board, which, by the way, they won't be, all they have to do is nothing, and nothing will change. And we'll have 12 again this year. Now, the change they did make already that a lot of people are lauding is they're going to straight seeding. There's no more of this like, oh, you're ranked 5th, but you're a conference champion, so now you're going to be ranked 3rd. So it's just going to be 1 through 12. It's going to be 1 through 12. And that's with the exception that if whoever the top rated group of 5 team is that makes the playoff, if they are below 12, would get that 12th spot. That's the only change there.
Okay.
What do we see? Oh, Michigan got slapped with more fines and more suspensions over and above what they already self-reported. A bad day for Connor Stallions, banned for 10 more years of college football in a show cause. And also in a terribly sad story, Jake Retzlaff, the Jewish quarterback at BYU, has withdrawn from the school and transferred elsewhere after he basically had to cop to having had premarital sex, which is against the school's charter.
Right.
And this is sad for a bunch of reasons, not the least of which is that, like, BYU looked like they were going to have a pretty good season. Now they don't know who their quarterback's going to be. And in the meantime, you don't get hashtag BYJew anymore, as he used to refer to himself on social media. So, much to watch. Transfers, new faces in new places. Everybody's gunning for a new quarterback. Fran Brown is going to get washed or whatever at Syracuse. And, and maybe maybe Dabo was crazy like a fox. Everybody said Dabo was crazy for not getting to the transfer portal, and now everybody's picking him to win the ACC. And he's got a runaway talented team.
It's true. And let's take a moment. Speaking of BYU, let's celebrate known guaranteed virgin Jim McMahon. Let's make sure we do that because we know he never had sex in college. No,
especially not in the 80s.
Definitely not. All right, one more segment to go here.
You're traveling through another dimension, a dimension not of intelligence and morality, but of stupidity and hubris, a journey into a hellscape whose boundaries are the limits of human depravity. That's a fallen goalpost up ahead. Your next stop, Football Fubar.
Right, it's time for Football Fubar. Mark, take it away.
So to start off season 4, just a little I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, but I had this idea for Football Fubar years ago. Like at that point, I wanted to make a website and do like articles on it. And me and Drew and Greg A, the Cardinals of the Orton line, actually at one point came up with a list of Football Fubar ideas. And this was like 10 years ago, right? And I always thought when I started this, I wish I still had that list. I lost it. When I moved, the last time I moved, I had the list. I don't know where it went. Couldn't find it anymore because there's a lot that was on that list. I'm getting the baby's room ready. I look in one of the totes and I've rediscovered the list. I found the list again. So now I have over 100 different ones that we had come up with a long time ago. And a lot of them that I had forgotten about. Like there was Ontario Smith was on there, Najee was on there, but there's a lot that I forgot about. So how do we kick off season 4? Do we talk about, I don't know, that one time Michael Irvin said that Tony Romo had Negro blood in him? I feel like that's a worthy induction. How about former FSU quarterback Wyatt Sexton, who was caught doing new push-ups, got tased by the cops, and then when they asked who he was, he said, God.
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah. So, lot of guys to go with. There's also other ones. Like, do I... You know what? Fuck it. Let's just do Antonio Brown for the third time. All right, so Antonio Brown. Let's do it one more time with you, buddy.
I'm
Oh,
saying
no!
Antonio Brown.
Again!
Oh my yes.
What has happened with our pal
He's the-
Antonio since we
Antonio
last
Brown
talked?
is he's the veritable EGOT of this.
Yeah, didn't he just get this recently in like
Sure did.
Civil War? It's only like 6 episodes ago. He gave it to him again.
We're doing it one more time. So when we last left him, he had ruined a whole league.
He had ruined it. An Albany team, our
He ruined
hometown.
it every time, brought down that whole whatever that was, because it's not the Arena League anymore. The Arena Football, it's like Arena Football.
He killed not only a team, a league. He killed the entire league.
Only Isaiah Thomas has done that previously.
Yes. Since then, he has been arrested for not paying child support, $50,000 worth. When ESPN reported his child support arrest, Antonio took to X to air his grievances, focusing on ESPN commentator Ryan Clark. This was his tweet. Fuck the bitch ass reporter, whoever wrote that story. You motherfucker don't know shit about me. Where I come from and what I've been through, Ryan Clark been a bitch in the media, and you apologize the next time you see me, or I'm gonna strike your dead ass. I'm gonna strike your ass dead, boy. Brown would later tweet that he did not mean he was going to kill him to avoid any sort of litigation. Shortly afterwards, he filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy, where it was admitted that he owed $2.98 million to 8 different creditors. And people said the reason he filed for bankruptcy was because that way he didn't have to pay child support anymore.
Sport. Yeah, sure.
So there you go. Now to
Wow.
think, the whole child support thing, being arrested for that, filing for bankruptcy, that's actually the best part of his year over the last 12 months. Because 3 months ago, Antonio got involved in a altercation in Miami at an amateur boxing event. So cops were called to this event shortly after shots being fired were reported. Witnesses at the event identified Brown as the shooter, but after being patted down, no weapon was found, and Brown was released because there was also no victim. There was nobody. They said he shot somebody, but there's nobody around, right? So you can't really say anything. Brown would then go on social media, which he loves doing, and then said it was completely overblown and that he never shot a gun at anybody. And as long as the cops don't look at the surveillance footage, that's true. The next day, the cops looked at the surveillance footage and found that he had gotten into a fight with somebody, a fist fight, threw a couple punches at him. The guy ran away. Brown then whipped out a gun, ran into the parking lot, put the gun in the guy's face, and shot. Pulled the trigger 2 times, missed him. So he's apparently a terrible shot because he was right there. Guy runs away. Brown then gets a attempted murder warrant out for his arrest. So there is an active warrant for Antonio Brown right now for attempted murder. So you might be asking yourselves, why isn't this man behind bars? Because he fled the country. He is
that's the
longer
reasonable thing to do.
Exactly. He was apparently keyed in that this warrant was being issued 3 days prior, left the country, has not returned since then. So he's basically just, it's like, where in the world is Antonio Brown? It's like, where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? It's like new game. Kids are playing. Nobody knows where he is other than the fact that he keeps tweeting. Now, you might be saying, what is he tweeting about? Is he tweeting about his innocence? Is he tweeting about, things in the NFL or anything like that? Well, he mentioned that Caleb Williams, there was a story that came out that Caleb Williams did not date girls in high school because he was so focused on football. And Antonio Brown, while on the run from Interpol, decided to call him, quote, faggot of the day. And
boy.
He also quoted this week that Shadir Sanders is acting too white. So,
I think he also called that the Minnesota Vikings cheerleader, quote, the faggot of the day.
He did.
Oh,
and that's the second. He did that like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Once again,
just to stand up
triangulate where he is. I mean, I know extradition is expensive, but he can never come back, or else he's going to get arrested for attempted murder.
He can never come back.
Attempted murder.
Right. So
he's on the same
Nobel
list
Prize
as
for
Roman
attempted
Polanski.
chemistry.
Congrats, Antonio. Another football foobar under your belt. I feel like you got one more left in you, buddy. I feel like this arrest thing is going to come to a hit.
So we're going to have at least one more.
Or we got one more for Antonio. So,
we're going to have at least one more.
there it is. Football.
Come on, we all know he's gonna die in a Thai or Vietnamese sex hut. We all know that's how it goes.
Right. Probably. You know who could send after to catch him? McConkey. He doesn't play by any rules.
No.
McConkey's on the bad list at Interpol.
Yeah.
You don't
yeah.
play by the rules, McConkey.
All right. This is what do you have the audacity to do?
He had the
McConkey.
audacity to carry a gun in Europe. So
Well, you never know. McConkey doesn't listen to laws or anything like that. He can arrest anybody anywhere.
extradition treaties mean nothing to McConkey.
It doesn't matter. All right, we're done. We're out of here. We're going to return next week. We are all in a fantasy football league, so I don't know. Actually, we got to figure out when we're returning. We're returning for another season preview. We have a draft sometime. I don't know when it is. It's moved several times. We'll see when it is. So that'll be fun. That's a fun little wrinkle we can follow along with throughout the year. We've got Drew's Love Island. That's coming in. We're going to try to pitch Drew on his future bride.
More merch. More merch.
We've got more merch. Of course, you can check out our merch store, which will be linked in all of the things under all of these things. You can find it. I'll X it out or whatever you call that service. Twitter it out. Tweet it out. We've obviously had no games, so Sad Boy Boat, Game Balls, and Dip of the Week, and all that will return when we actually have people to put in those categories. So
you should tweet our merch store to Antonio Brown. See what he does.
Buy something.
Yeah.
Also,
we need a football FUBAR shirt? We need a FUBAR shirt, right?
Sure. I ain't gonna complain.
So long as we're here, Game Ball Pete Alonso, Mets home run record holder. It's about the only thing that's gone right for them in the past month.
Sure has.
There you go. Good for the Mets. All right, that's it. You want to give any plugs for Bloody Good Music, Drew?
Chris and I both did very differing and contradictory reviews of the new Hailstorm album. So, take a minute and read both of those.
Interesting. Okay. TGIF Podcast has done several episodes since we last did this show, but boy, oh boy, was this last one one of my worst jobs.
Ryan told us this were going to be the best rated episodes. That was the gimmick, and boy, were they not.
It was not good. It was bad. It was a real big mess up.
Yeah.
So next time, I forget what's the next one. I forget now. It's it shows we haven't seen. So like the Hewleys and what was the other one? 10 is enough. Or
yeah, right. Those like ones that ran for like half a season type of thing.
So those are always fun to make fun of, and we discovered going places from that.
Yes, that's right. Oh, you should play the music here. Can you do that?
Oh, it's not under this. It's not in this.
God. You know what we've forgotten? We haven't warded off the Xbox demon yet.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Xbox! Think you can tell us what to do?
Thank you, Drew.
I feel cleansed now.
You know what? We haven't also done this.
I'm a nice man.
Yeah, that was the natural follow-up.
If you have one now, you have to have the other. It's a yin and yang thing. Okay, we're done. We're out of here. Mike, do you have a student of the week? You have no students yet, right?
He has no students.
No, this is fantastic.
All right. We're out of here. Peace out. We'll see you next time.